That's it. That is week 2. Got the fast tracks. Oh, okay, so this is week 2. So excited. Learned some amazing, cool things. Week 2 was a busy week. Lot of stuff went on. It was amazing. So excited to share it with you. Let's do the dang thing. Once again, we just had an amazing turnout for our demo day. Just good people that want to help and want to see this happen. I just love it, and I can't be more grateful for them. You'll see in this next clip us dragging 2 huge metal shelves that were used to store some of the pipe fittings for the eBest Plumbing Company. We're going to purpose them for cubbies for the fast track participants. When we set out a poll about ideas and unanimously people said that they wanted cubbies, we made it happen. One of the things we haven't talked about yet is that every volunteer that comes to help build this thing is going to be able to sign their name on a wall that is yet to be determined that will be immortalized. My goal, in all seriousness, is to have this open for 140 years, minimum. So come on down and leave your mark. All right, today's project is this beast. Now, I say today's project very optimistically. I've got a skid steer that I'm renting with a, basically a jackhammer attachment. And I have to take this up. It looks like this is an old ramp to access the loading dock up there, but it really is impeding any type of flow from this room to the next. So as you can see, it is no small order. It goes to about maybe 8 foot tall. It is an easy 2 foot thick. There's my arm, right? Tip to elbow. I'm gonna be at this a long time. Anyways, but yeah, look, so check this out. There's my head, there's the top. It is gonna be a crap ton of stuff. Anyways, but I get to run a skid steer all day. That's a pretty good day, you know? So we need that so that as we come down here, our access point right here, ramp, so that we can go shoot, 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 and then we can weave in between these huge, massive pillars. Look at these steel beams. These are bonkers crazy. I mean, look at that. Oh, it's just gorgeous. So that's today's project. On the outside of the building, there is a huge, massive tree trunk that remains at the bottom of the ramp. So I needed to cut it up so that I could get access and be able to drive the skid steer up the ramp. So I get to open these just ridiculously cool hangar doors. Now, I just am giddy with these doors. I think that there's just some beauty in the simplicity of these doors. You know, in an age when you have everything Bluetooth and you can hit a button and something arises, there's something just raw and beautiful about where you got a chain and you got to use all your weight to pull down to open up this. I love it. So here's the skid steer coming. When I called this rental company to rent this skid steer, they asked if I had any experience. The situation kind of reminded me when I was first training as a physician, and I was asked to do a suture job or do a procedure for a patient. And I looked like I'm 12 years old. And I would come in and I would be the physician and I would explain the procedure, and inevitably I was always asked, have you done this before? And if I answered honestly, which was no, I would never be able to learn how to do it. But if I answered yes, that was a lie, and I didn't want to do that. So I usually came up with an answer like, my grandmother taught me how to crochet, so we're going to be just fine. I cannot tell you how excited I am for this. Why do I feel like a little boy with a little Tommy truck in a sandbox? I'm so excited. Like, it just, you know, it makes my man's heart just happy. So, and the fact that I get to do some destruction, that's just awesome. And the destruction is going to result in a bigger room that is more, so excited. So I've already noticed how absolutely loud this is. So I'm going to put my AirPods in, get some noise canceling, get an audiobook on, and then I'm going to double up with these headphones. So hopefully by the end of the day, I won't have to run into my mind all the way going to sleep. So we'll be good. Quick amazing history lesson. I found out that this concrete ramp was actually part of a wooden ramp that the plumber company would use to get from the back of the building to the front for their horse-drawn carriages, that they would load up their materials and supplies and then go out into the community. How sick is that? Now, in true Dr. Darren ADHD fashion, now I wasn't even a third of the way done of tearing down the beast of the concrete wall, but I just had this itch to work on something that was toward, you know, the finished product. And the thing I wanted to focus on next, because I had this heavy machinery, was the green tract. The tract that goes through every single room and every single floor throughout the entire building. Now, I've been trying to think of something that would maybe give a little nod towards the medical background. Something like maybe the lymph tract or the venous return tract. Anywho, any suggestions, leave them in the comments below. Now, in order to do this, I needed to knock out 2 big doorways through this brick wall. And luckily, I had a machine to do so. Now, this would allow the green track to go from one side of the building to the other without having to cross directions. And so we were able to successfully do that. Now, back to the beast of the wall. Something interesting started happening as I was doing this. Now, this is in over 8 times time-lapse speed. And you don't realize how long this has taken. This is over the course of 4 days, this time-lapse video. But something that was interesting that I could have never expected was how physically exhausted I was doing this. I couldn't imagine that I would be tired, but I found myself after hours of doing it, turning off the engine and just thinking to myself, I gotta take a break. And then I would argue with myself, I'm not even doing anything. I'm sitting here and I'm literally just rolling my wrist and pushing buttons. But there's no bones about it. This was a physically demanding job, and it surprised me. I guess it's just that rocking and jarring and jamming that is just constant. But it was all worth it, baby. We finally finished it. Now, I'm not sure when this started, but after doing any messy procedure in the emergency room, I'll always tell my patients and my nurses, well, my mama always taught me to clean up after myself. So, in true mama form, time to switch from the jackhammer, load up the bucket, and clean up this gargantuan mess that I had just made. So we have the right machine. We've got the right attachment. But before I can start picking up my mess, I gotta have somewhere to put it, because there's an insane amount of concrete to be picked up. So we weren't able to get a dumpster delivered
behind the building. There was none available in the town. So what we're gonna have to do is my favorite. We're gonna open up the hangar doors, which is absolutely just like this super cool thing that I love doing any chance I can get. And we'll dump them over the edge between the edge of the building and the alleyway. And then we'll worry about picking them up later, or I'll hire a company to do it. Don't kid yourself, you love opening these doors too. It's like, oh, phenomenal. I love it. Now, I did a little research on the company that made these doors, and it's pretty cool. It's called the St. Louis Security Fire Door Company. It's pretty cool. Now, this company was started in 1920, the same time that this building was built. So I think it's pretty cool that this company was created the same time this 140-year-old running company was created. All right, Mama, enough monologuing. Time to clean up the mess. And man, was this part fun. I don't think I've ever been so willing and excited to pick up after myself. What a wonderful experience it was. And I learned a ton. Now, you remember when I was asked if I had any experience driving a skid steer? Turns out that's pretty important. Whoops! Yeah, I didn't know these machines could do that. Kind of important. Oh, can you believe it? It is done in all its flat, non-raised, non-concrete thickness. I love it. In my mind, I can just picture the rollers, and I am so beyond excited. Now, I thought this clip would be a great one to finish off with because it shows it's dark. Like it's at the end of the day, I've been working hard. But really, it's 4:30 in the morning, and I've been working for 2 hours because it's a snow day, and it's time to go sledding with my girls.
Yes! All right. That big thing was one of the last massive jobs. What am I kidding myself? Every job here is massive. All right. That's it. That is week 2. Man, we got a lot of stuff to do. All right. On to week 3. Knuckles, noggin, butt kisses, squid fingers. Peace. It doesn't make sense.